How's it going, everyone? Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. You wonderful, wonderful denizens of the internet. We are back today with another stream of Resident Evil HD. We are going to finish Chris's campaign today. We're going to dominate the labs. It's kind of an uncomfortable way to put that, actually. I don't like that. Never mind. We're going to beat the labs. That's better, I guess. Welcome in, though. As always, I'm Ralph. If you're just joining us in a broader sense, I'm just going to do a quick plug of my social medias right here. And I have my little follower bar here. Help me make the whole damn thing purple. But I'm active on all those social medias, so if you want to chat or anything like that, hop on. I'm always willing to talk. So, what say we get into it? If for those of us who have forgotten or are scatterbrained like me, we got to the labs and we did the first little bit of the labs. So, fingers crossed, there ain't that much more. I know there ain't that much more. We're not going to worry about it. We are getting through it, though. We escaped the caves. We tricked Lisa into jumping into a bottomless pit, and we fought a giant spider with a flamethrower, which in retrospect sounds really cool. But let's see what horrors and mystery and giant freakish monsters will await us this time. I really should have hit that button a second earlier. And as always, let me know if the my voice is a little too high. I do say I just clipped a little bit. Or if the game audio is too high or low or whatnot. Let me know. I would appreciate it. Because I can adjust that fun stuff on the fly. Alright. Looks like we got what we need to go to the visual data room, which just sounds fun. I have to very carefully. I made myself a drink, and I measured it precisely to the top of the glass by accident. So it's a little awkward to pick up and try to drink. Very good, though. Made myself a dark daiquiri because I don't have any clear rum in the house. Which I'm kind of new to rum. Like I find I enjoy rums. They're very good. It's a map in the laboratory. A little late, but I'll take it. Security protocols. Readings for dorks, so we're gonna skip that. Some shotgun shells. But yeah, I'm new to rum. Like I used to not like it because I had the same like kind of thought that like a very uneducated drinker would have, which is that all rum tastes like Captain Morgan, and it was always too sweet, and I realized, oh, no, like I started having sunglasses, motherfucker. 8462. I start realizing that, no, that isn't how rum tastes. 8462. Like, I just was missing out. So I started drinking, more rums, and I found a good, like, everyday kind of rum. Well, not every day, you know what I mean. More of a regular, like, not super expensive or anything rum that I really like, called Appleton Estate. I think this is too far back. So,
Get away from me! No! Hey! No!
with, like, the shaky camera stuff, this game came out in about 2002, I want to say. And that was all, like, a new thing. Like, the idea... So I want... Or, not a new thing. They'd been making found footage for a long time at this point. But I gotta wonder, like... Is that supposed to be, like, a capitalization on the idea of, like, a found footage thing? Like, was Kenneth's film supposed to be, like, Blair Witch-esque? Oh, no. I just realized I've already come in this room. And I'm not equipped for it. No, why are you getting down? So these are my, my least favorite enemies in the Resident Evil series. Like, I can't stand these horrible, gross monsters. Oh, thank Christ. Ooh. I hate those things. I hate those things so much. They're gross and skeevy and... Oh no. No, no, no. But we got what we came for. I actually never fought them with the pistol. Like, it didn't go as poorly as I thought it would. I haven't gotten out of the room yet, so I shouldn't, you know... Shouldn't say anything yet, but... I feel like that could have gone worse. But... we got some shotgun shells, we used a Mo disc. We're sitting kind of pretty. And if I did this correctly, I think our... I think that door's rusted shut and I can't get through it. I think that we, I think that we just have the one left in the inventory box. Which is good. Okay, a couple seconds. Huh. But yeah, I think we only have the one left in the inventory box, so... We might get our special reward of getting all the Mo disc, or using all the Mo disc. Okay, I don't hear anything. I thought there were, monsters in this room. There aren't. But we have found a little safe haven for the moment. With some goodies. Always welcome. And I think we have gotten to the point where we no longer need the handgun. Like, I think the handgun has served its purpose. Just let me get this item management out of the way real quick. Anybody else do this when they play this game? Like, is it anybody else, like, really anal about the item placement? Like, I always feel weird about it, but, like, I'm super, like, nope, everything needs to be where it's supposed to be. Everything needs to be neatly stacked. I'm fairly certain it's, it has killed me on a speed run before, trying to do it. Like, it has killed my time. Because I'm not a speedrunner. And I know you're saying to yourself, Ralph, we've watched you play this game. We know you're not a speedrunner. But I have, like, I legitimately have some troubles sometimes where, like, I do not want to, like, I cannot leave the item box with just shit everywhere. It's like some weird, like, compulsion thing. Alright, come on. They really hang up this message to make sure you know, don't run. Like, running bad. I want to try to kill as many of these things real quick as I can, because I don't want to have to deal with them. Where are you? I don't like the sounds they make. I do not like the sounds they make. That one ran away. I mean... So, like, this is not the best way to do this, admittedly. This is not a pro strat here for you. It's inefficient and bad. But we're gonna make our way on down to getting some fuel into that canister. Now, for doing something reasonably uncharacteristic, past me has kind of done current me a solid. Because if you don't kill the zombie, or if you don't burn the zombie corpses that are in there, in that hallway, they will get up. Like, almost guaranteed, during this part, they will get up. Like, this guy may actually get up. Oh no, I burnt him. Okay, cool. Not my problem. I've made this easier for me. So how's everyone doing on the eve of the Steam Deck? Tomorrow, the first emails go out for the earliest pre-order. And I think 10 p.m. Pacific tomorrow, or 10 a.m. Pacific tomorrow, the last of the embargoes of, like, software stuff and all that gets lifted. So I'm super excited to see. I should think about what I'm doing. So that's about the maximum of what you can run before you explode. It will reset after a minute, but, like, it's not, like, that's something you really want to forget about. But yeah, I'm hyped about the Steam Deck. I got pushed from, with the delay, I got pushed from Q1 2022 to Q2. So I'm guesstimating I'm probably somewhere around, like, mid-April to mid-May, if I had to guesstimate. So hopefully it won't be too late. I'm kind of banking on a bunch of people who are earlier to me not getting there, or not, you know, deciding not to buy it. I know at least one friend of mine I saw on Twitter earlier, he said he wasn't going to end up getting it. I'm hoping he's in front of me in line. But the only thing I'm kicking myself for is I got the, I reserved the 512 gigabyte version. Not the 512, the 200, the mid-tier one. I think it's like 256, the 256 gig version, not the 512. Looking back on it, and, like, with how well I was able to put away the money for it, kind of kicking myself for not, like, full tilt buying the, like, the bigger one. Especially, like, I didn't think that etched glass was a big deal until I saw it on, like, the, Hey, Hugo, how are you? How's it going today, buddy? I didn't think the etched glass was as big a deal until I saw it on the first Linus Tech Tip video where he had a hands-on with the Steam Deck. I kind of wish I had ordered the bigger one, but I don't want to lose my place in line at this point. Like, I have too good of a position to lose. I hate these things. No. You all go to hell and you die. There we go. I don't know why the chimeras make me so uncomfortable, but they do. Like, I honestly cannot explain what it is about the giant bug men with big old claw arms that make me uncomfortable. But boy howdy do they. Hey, how are you? Welcome in. Where is it? There it is. Come on. Come on. How are y'all doing tonight? No, Chris, he's in front of you. There we go. So as I was just saying, these things make... We're getting there, don't worry. I'm doing them in order, so like... probably... Survivor falls... Here's where I'm doubting my Resident Evil knowledge, because I'm trying to remember where in continuity Survivor falls. But I guess technically I've broken out a little bit by doing 1 instead of 0. So Survivor might come up earlier. Probably, So I've decided the next game I'm doing is gonna probably be, Max Payne. Just for the sake that, like... I want to give it a little bit of a break between the Resident Evil games. Hold on. Hey, it looks like I got a new follow. Thanks, Kiefer. I appreciate it. Thanks for being here. But back to what I was saying, I feel like I probably will do Survivor... Survivor's a short game. I looked it up after we were talking about it the other day. It's only, yeah, if you could, I would have greatly appreciate that, because I realized I'm not sure. Like, it's been so long since I've looked at the Resident Evil timeline, because the Resident Evil timeline's kind of weird. Especially now. Yeah, I haven't played Max Payne in years. I really love that game. It's been a game that I've enjoyed since it came out. Like, so I'm looking forward to doing that. And I have it for PC, so it's an easy one to do. It was going to be BioShock, but with Netflix announcing a BioShock movie, I'm going to hold off a little bit and probably play that closer to when the movie comes out. That seems like good, market capitalization, or whatever weird synergistic term people on the internet give to that kind of stuff. Look at me sounding like a person who knows what they're talking about, almost. But we got the elevator running right now. Let me run through the little checklist. We got the elevator running. We refueled everything. I think it's time to head down and see an old friend. With we're gonna bring a very tiny gun. Actually, I lied. I want to grab one more thing. Yeah, I'm gonna grab one more thing real quick, because I want to get rid of the ammo for it. Alright, Resident Evil Survivor takes place after the destruction of Raccoon City at the end of Resident Evil 3. While it takes place on a small island that hosts the Umbrellas, the game served as an early induction that Umbrellas experiments have, regardless of the extreme measures that were... Okay. Okay, so it takes place post 3. Alright, so I'll probably play it around
Rebecca!
when I do 3. So
I saw you in the inner garden.
right now,
I finally caught up.
the way I'm thinking scheduling this, because this is a good prescient thing, because we're on the final part of this.
No more following.
And while
Just
I know Max
stay
Payne
with
is
me.
next, and that's definitely, I'm gonna
That's
do
my
that for
plan,
my
sir.
weekly Tuesday, Thursday video. I do think that I love the parts where I can just gesture wildly because the controller's on my desk. I know nothing bad's gonna happen, but man, am I paranoid about it. I feel like we're gonna do probably 2 next, 2 remake, because that's a fun one. And then we'll do 3. There's 2 remake, we might do 2 and 3 concurrently. I might make
Wesker.
Tuesday 2, Thursday 3.
So you've come.
And then Sundays will still
Chris,
be
you
like
make me proud.
the old games.
Of course you are.
And I'll
one
put
of
lump
mine.
Survivor in there. I think Survivor
Thanks.
is only 2 hours long. 2 to 3 hours long,
Since
if
when,
I'm not
Wesker?
mistaken.
I'm afraid
So
I
that'll
don't
probably
know
be a
what you're
Sunday.
talking
Like
about.
realistically, I'll probably
Since
do it
when
all
have they been
once.
slipping you a paycheck?
Especially since they don't in game allow you to save, and I gotta look and see
think
what I
you're
can,
a bit confused.
what I'll be playing it on. Wink, wink.
I've always been with
To see
Umbrella.
about saving options.
And stars or umbrellas.
But yeah, it'll probably be
Rather,
one long
mine.
stream. I might revisit it because I think there are branching paths. It
The
might be
tyrant
2 or
virus
3
leaked
Sundays, but yeah, it'll
in this
come up
whole
soon.
place, and unfortunately, I had to give up my lovely members of Stars.
Yeah, alright, that all tracks in my head.
Killed them with your own dirty hands.
Of course, I know that Resident
You
Evil
Son of a
2,
bitch!
I just
Oh,
played
yes,
Resident Evil
dear.
2 the other
Just
day.
like this.
Rebecca!
Oh no, he shot Becky.
You.
I don't think you want to
I just
die
played Resident Evil
just
3 the
yet.
other day, like for
I have
fun,
something
off stream
of
by
some
myself.
interest to you.
And it was only, I think, 3 hours I played it. And got all the way through, like, Claire A. For the original one. So I can't imagine either of those taking more than 1 Sunday a piece to do. 3, on the other hand, is going to take a while. But I'll throw Survivor in before it. I know you're looking forward to it, so I'll make sure I'll see if I can't tag you or something. make sure you don't miss it. I do want to play Survivor, like, to be fair. I'm not like just going, yeah, we'll play it. I do want to play it. It's on the list, as I keep saying.
Ultimate life form. Tyrant.
Pardon me.
Wesker, you've become senile.
The weather fluctuation is still
you'll
screwing
never
with my sinuses, so I'm still all congested in
magnificent.
here, and like still got a real bad cough.
Wesker.
Probably pick back up the controller roundabout now. I do like how the Tyrant looks in this game versus the original. Like, they made him more svelte.
Come on, you test
Like, he's
tube
thinner,
freak.
a little taller. Okay, so we're gun equipped. Okay, I used the self-defense gun. Oh. Oh no. Chris? Okay. There we go. I've used up the ammo. There we go. I wanted to use up all the ammo for the other shit I had. I never used the self-defense gun. I figured it'd be fun to use that. It's worthless. Essentially, it's a one-hit kill for any lesser enemy.
Rebecca,
But ultimately, it just becomes a burden.
Chris.
it's a good thing you were wearing your bulletproof vest.
Which, by the way,
There's
feels like
nothing
a
left
real
for us to do
retcon.
here. Let's get moving.
Okay.
Or not retcon, not necessarily Deus Ex Machina. I was going to say Deus Ex Machina. But I wouldn't describe it deliberately as a, I don't think I read this in the first one, so I'm going to go ahead and read it. Observation note. The discovery of Z-Virus was in fact 21 years after the administration of the progenitor virus. I screwed that word up. We're gonna gloss on by it. The prototype parasite, which we had delivered from a laboratory in France, was administered to the sample specimen. The sample specimen took in the parasite without showing any signs of adverse reaction. The lack of any reaction was an unsolved mystery, but now everything is clear to me. The prototype parasite was incubating in the sample specimen's body for 21 years. Then, from that incubating state, the prototype suddenly mutated. Evolved, may be more appropriate word to describe it. The observation gave me more insight into my research. Through further modification and testing, I was able to derive a method to create the G that surpasses the performance of the T. This was the breakthrough that would change the future of BOW history. I can't wait to see the look on Alexia's annoying face when I finally announce my research, but unfortunately, I'll have to wait a few more years to completely verify my findings. William Birkin. What a pathetic way to die. So, like, I'm in the minority on this in the Resident Evil community. I don't think Wesker's that good of a villain or that interesting. Like, I don't think he's worth the hype that everybody throws at him. Which is fine, like, it's an opinion. Everybody's entitled to them, and nobody's wrong. Well, about media. Well, I'll say that about media. Nobody's wrong. There are wrong opinions. But they're usually like, certain people don't deserve rights. That is a bad opinion. That is a wrong opinion. Like, yeah, no. Sorry, let me grandstand. And on that, I'm sorry, Texas. I'm sorry that's happening to you right now.
Chris?
What is it?
But
I found a file in the lab. Apparently, there's still a lot
I don't
of
think
tyrant
Wesker's
virus
that
here.
interesting.
We should blow this whole place up.
Like,
Right.
a
The show
bunch of
must go
people
on.
in the
I'll
Resident Evil
leave that up to you,
communities
Rebecca.
I'm on
seem
it.
to want Wesker to come
I'll
back.
start the self-destruct system I found a little while ago.
I don't think he's
Can't
interesting
require
enough
this
to
yet.
bring back.
I'll see you on
Especially
the outside.
after 5.
Outside.
In 5, he kind of devolved into the problem with most Resident Evil villains of being just a mustache-twirling, like, bad guy. Like, especially with the whole, like, Resident Evil 5 tends to be a victim of the Matrix. And that sounds like a weird thing to say, and it is. But I think that... Sorry, I'm running through a mental list of what I need. We're actually going to swap that out for now, because we have to get to somewhere before I need anything really more. But Resident Evil 5 Wesker is very much a victim of, like, the Matrix kind of coolness, with the long leather jacket and the weird skin-tight leather outfit. Like, what in the Paul W.S. Anderson is going on there? Why was that a decision? I mean... Oh, let's go look at something cool real quick. Actually, we got time. We got plenty of time. Because I'm not going to end the stream before I finish the game. Of course, it's not worth it. But, after you send Rebecca, or after Rebecca goes to, say she's triggering the self-destruct system, if I'm not mistaken, she's in here turning on the self-destruct system. Like, it actually, I think, is a really nice, like, continuity touch that she really is where she is. Oh, wait, do you actually agree with me on the Wesker thing? Because this is important. Like, yeah, see? Rebecca's arming the self-destruct system. I think that's neat. I think it's neat that she actually went there to do that. But yeah, no, I tend to see a lot of differing opinions in the Resident Evil community, which the Resident Evil community has plenty of problems. But I do tend to see that as a thing that I see fairly often, that people really want Wesker to come back, and I don't get it. Like, thank you. Thank you. Because, like, it's weird. It's like, no, like, people are like that all the time. Like, there are people who were, like, who really wanted Robert Downey Jr. to come back and play Iron Man. It's like, no, he had a satisfying ending. Yeah. Like, generally speaking, in most media, if you kill off a character, most of the time, there are examples where it doesn't work. They should probably stay dead. Because you get to a point, if you keep bringing back characters, I don't like how it ran around me. I don't like that. But yeah, okay, so that's a cool thing I didn't get to mention earlier. Once you kill those, there's a slight chance that they could do that. Like, they can hit you. Yeah, exactly, let the character die. And there's a slight chance that they can hit you after you've killed them. So, like, they're still dangerous. But yeah, like, I find that most times, like, if a piece of media kills a character, they should stay dead. Like, you remove the tension from a thing if you know that, like, death doesn't mean anything. Like the Marvel movies. As much as I love Marvel, because, like, as you can see, I got my little Captain America shield back there and all that. Like, they're real bad about, like, character deaths. If somebody dies in a Marvel movie, aside from, you know, the big ones, they come back. You know? Like, or it's taken away, or it's reversed, or... It takes away the stakes of the thing. You don't get that satisfying, like, this has weight to it. Everything means that it has weight. And I'm not one of those people where it's like, oh, well, you know, it's a comic book movie. It doesn't matter. It does. It totally does. Yeah, you lose all of the emotion. That's a great way to put it. Like, what's the phrase? There's a phrase for horror movies that I'm not going to say is a perfect fit, but you can kind of, you know, kind of say it fits here, which is, if everything's scary, nothing's scary. If you put too much grim, dark, scary things into a thing, nothing, like, you lose that effect after a while. Like, you get desensitized or normalized to it. Character death's the same thing. Like, while I love, like, the hero gets out just in the nick of time kind of stuff, you do lose something with, like, they always get away just in time. Or, like, they resurrect from the dead, or... You lose the gravity of the thing, and that's important to keep. Like, I don't need any of that crap. I don't even know why I stopped to look. But yeah, like... And I feel like with the internet, they want to always... That's a problem with the internet, is that you get these moments where, like, a character has a fine enough send-off, or the character dies, and there's many reasons for it, including, like, the actor can't play that person anymore. Or there's, you know, out of story reasons for that to happen.
3 minutes.
And that's fine. But sometimes it's just like,
activated.
Robert
Good
Downey
work.
Jr. is a
Brad's up in
50-year-old
the
man.
helicopter.
He doesn't need to keep playing Iron
Those
Man.
nasties again.
As much as I enjoy
Chris,
his performance,
Brad's still up there. Please
doesn't
try
need to
get
still
in
be
contact
Iron
with
Man.
him.
But,
Leave them up to me.
but
all
like,
right. Clean him up.
Resident Evil, I feel like, has the same problem. Where I keep waiting for it, that they're going to bring somebody back, and it's going to loosen the tension. They already did it once with Wesker, and I don't want them to do it again. I actually think Code Veronica he was good in, actually. I will say, like, the reveal of, like, Wesker being behind the attack on Rockford Island was a cool idea, but that is a seldom used thing that happens where it's a good idea. I just realized I'm on the clock. Pick up the flares, Chris. Time's a ticking. But yeah, like, it's never a bad thing to let a character go. And, like, sometimes it's the natural point for that. Because I'm apparently just spoiling everything, because I realized I spoiled Endgame without thinking about it. Breaking Bad. Like, how cheap would it have been if, like, Hank showed back up? It's like, well, it was just a brain injury. Or, like, it missed. Like, no, Hank had to die. Like, that was an important character moment. Oh, shit. I just realized we never went and got Jill. Yeah, no, I'm gonna play this real loose and see if it matters. Oh, wow. So that's the thing I really didn't know. You can use defensive items on Tyrant. I actually want him... No, actually. Canonically, both Jill and Chris's campaigns both happen. So I'm gonna let the Tyrant kill me. Because I promised the good ending, so we're getting a good ending. And I don't think I've shown the Tyrant killing me yet, so... But yeah, no, Barry is alive in both, because the funny thing is, like, in the Resident Evil series, both, like, because there's no, how do I describe this? It's weird. I want to see what happens if I used a grenade.
Chris, use it!
Wow.
Do it, whatever it is!
There we go. So apparently Rebecca can do this by herself if you just kite the Tyrant enough. Oh shit. So, oh, it doesn't come up on that because I'm capturing window. I just got the achievement, Get Used to It. Which is die for the first time in Resident Evil. So, I'm doing pretty well. But we're gonna try that again and not die on purpose. Yeah, use it! So, in the original game, it's even better, when Brad kicks the rocket launcher out of the helicopter to Jill. I believe he says something along the lines of, use it, you're our Amazon, Jill. Kill that monster. Or something to that effect, if I'm not remembering it correctly. So it is 100% stupider than, like, anything else. You're our Amazon, Jill. Kill it. That's a bad line. Like, somebody wrote that. Like, somebody took time. Like, put pen to paper, probably. Probably did multiple takes. Actually, I don't know. It was Capcom in the 90s in Japan, recording American, or anybody who even sounded reasonably American. They might not have done more than one take. But yeah, like... So it's weird, because... I'm going back to your original question, though. The continuity for 1, 2, and 3, not counting the remakes, because I don't know for sure, tell you the truth. It's not clear which is valid or not. There's no clear continuity in this series until you get to Code Veronica.
Chris!
Like, Code Veronica is the first game that has, like, a set, like, A to B to C to D
Chris,
continuity.
it's Wesker.
I know.
All the other games
first,
are all
let's get
kind
out
of
of
like,
here.
oh, technically speaking, both scenarios happen. Because the survivors of the Spencer estate are Barry, Jill, Rebecca, and Chris. So, like, for that to happen, both continuities need to exist. So it's weird, because like Barry shows up in Revelations 2. He's the second like playable character in Revelations 2,
Let's get going.
which I love because you get to play as Barry. Walsh is the only Resident Evil character to go into a biohazard like reasonably well prepared. Barry shows up, he has a rifle, magnum, handgun. He's like, I brought a backpack. Like, he's the only one who showed up, like, prepared for shit. But yeah, it's just funny to me that, like, there's no set continuity for these games in the beginning. There's a lot of people say, like, oh, the correct way to play Resident Evil 2 is Claire A, Leon B. The issue with that is very few people in the 90s played that game in that order. Because Leon was disc A. Oh yeah, Barry's the best. Like, Barry's literally my favorite character in the series. Well, no, second. I'm a Claire fan. Like, I think Claire is, because she's the only one where it isn't like, I was trained specifically for combat. She's like, I'm a college student. YOLO. Like, but yeah, like, Resident Evil 2 though came out, and disc 1 was Leon, and disc 2 was Claire. So if the correct continuity for Resident Evil 2, that is a lot of people see it, is Claire A, Leon B, very few people played Resident Evil 2 back in 1999, or 1998 rather, as Claire A, Leon B. They all played Leon A, Claire B.
Activated.
Good work.
If they even got
Ride
to
up
the
in
B
helicopter.
scenario.
Those things are coming.
Because, like,
I'll
that
take
whole
care of
system,
them.
But,
Chris,
I
you just
remember
get
when
in
that
contact
came
with
out.
Brad somehow.
okay.
that game was wild in terms of, like, the ability to play 4 different video games across 2 discs with 2 extra hidden scenarios, because I had the Prima guide, so I knew, like, Hunk and Tofu were a thing, and battle mode. But, like, I remember being wild, the idea of, like, oh, if I pick this item up as Claire or Leon, the B scenario doesn't get that item. Like, that's just not a thing that they get, it's gone. I remember thinking how cool of an idea that was. Like, I'd never seen anything like that. And even today, like, you don't really get that. Like, I don't understand how in the year of our Lord, 2022, we don't have games that have a similar system. You know? And there are. Like, I'm not saying none of them do it, but it's not common.
Chris!
You okay?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna make the bold proclamation that, like, no games does the zapping system. But it was so wild to, like, see that in 1998. Or just sort of sheer fact of, like, oh, you wanted to play this character first? Okay. Now you can play the other character first. Or now you can play the second side of what the other character was doing. Haha, missed me. Wait. Because apparently that's a thing. Let me... Hey, I shouldn't run headlong into the Tyrant, as it turns out. There we go, and run away. I actually don't know if I hit it any of those times. Jill lies unconscious. Better tend to her quick.
Chris,
I didn't know you could actually click on Jill. That kind of surprised me. I don't like how he's just like bearing down on me right now. That's not fun. Y'all, that was a buzzer beater. Like, he was literal frames from connecting with me when I hit that button. Y'all, that was scary. But there we have it. Resident Evil 1. All done. Got the good ending for both characters. Mansion done blown up both times. Cheers, everyone. I haven't had daiquiri in forever, and it's so good. So, like, I'm interested to see how I did. Like, I know I didn't do it quickly, I didn't do it well. But I did it. That's the important bit. You know? We'll, go ahead and mute it while... Actually, no, the music's fine. So pull it down a little bit while I talk, and we'll let the credits roll. Yeah, no, there we go. So yeah, like, Resident Evil... I'm gonna go into a couple, like, my thoughts on the story of this game now. Obviously, I really like this game. I always have. This particular version, I think, was a great version of Resident Evil 1. It was, for a long time, I do believe that I'm not alone in saying this. This was the gold standard for remakes. It effectively, like, made all of the systems in the game better, added new systems without being intrusive, added story elements that weren't intrusive, didn't cut anything really, fixed problems that were known things in the game, like dialogue and music. Thank you. And I think it did a great job at all of that. And it's really something to say that, like, although I do notice looking at it, I was just about to say, like, this game still even looks phenomenal. Like, I'm looking at the credits out, and it's definitely the GameCube condensed version, though. Which, you know, or compressed, not condensed. It's not milk. It still says a lot, though, like, that they were able to pull those backgrounds that they still had on file, and because they were very large images. Hey, there we go. Alright, just under 5 hours. Still, you know, 6 hours shorter than my buddy who played the game. 85 creatures killed, ammo use 279, ink ribbon 22, health items 14. I'll take it. That was not a bad playthrough. One death, and that was kind of on purpose because I forgot a thing I really could have quit and, you know, reload it, but that's not important. But I'll take it. But yeah, as for the story of this game, I do have the initial problems with all the Resident Evil stuff. It is a far-fetched story. Always has been. It's Resident Evil. Anybody who is looking at this as high art is kind of missing the point. This is junk food. And junk food's not bad. I'm not trying to say that as a derogatory thing or something wrong. It's good for the soul. Like, junk food's good for the psyche. Like, that's a weird way of saying it, but I'm going to go with it. And I feel like the Resident Evil series, by and large, this game is a good example of it, but all of it. Up until 4, actually. I'll save my thoughts for that till later. But I think that these are junk food. They're fun. They're meant to be these B-movie escapades. Like, if I watched this same kind of story unfold on a movie that had little to no budget and, you know, actors who didn't act, but it was earnest, I would probably love it. Like, that's a good movie in my opinion. I feel like that's what Resident Evil is really about. And this game is a great encapsulation of that. Like, it does very well telling its story, but I do think that like, it is bogged down by the fact that like there is no strict like here's the events of what happened. You have Chris and Jill both are canon, and neither is canon, and that's fine. You know, that more matters to like the lore people, like the Resident Evil podcast people and Project Umbrella people who all seem like they're lovely, but they are very muchly into the lore end of things. To the point where when something doesn't make sense, they seem to get a bit agitated about it. The issue is though, like Resident Evil has not made sense continuity-wise from the beginning, and I love it. I'm a huge fan of it. Like I always say, even to the point where like I carry around a Stars lighter on my person all the time. So like I get being agitated by it, but like it is a fun game. And if anybody listening to me right now, either live or on the VODs, if you haven't played this, do yourself a favor and play it. Like there's a learning curve, getting used to the map, getting used to the controls, the static camera. There's a learning curve. I'm not gonna lie to you. The stand and deliver style of, combat. There's a learning curve. Not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna try to sugarcoat it, but it is a rewarding experience to play. The gameplay loop is fun. Like the combat feels fine. It feels good even. Like there are times where you have legitimate scares. There are times where like the combat can get hairy and away from you. You saw me do it in this very stream where all of a sudden the bug people got way too close for my liking. So like this is a very impassioned plea for like if you haven't played this game, it goes on sale all the time on Steam. It has come to almost every major system. Like, and goes on sale. It's not an expensive game. Like, do yourself the solid of playing this at some point. It is very good. And it has replayability because there are two characters. It has difficulties. There's a mode called Invisible Enemy mode, where the monsters are all invisible. There's one dangerous zombie mode, which has, in certain rooms in the mansion the first time through, there's a zombie where if you shoot him, he explodes and it's game over. There's real survival mode, which is a harder difficulty where the item boxes aren't linked. The enemies are stronger. You have less health. There's less ammo. So, like, there's replayability. There's, as you can see on screen, I moved to the next one. There's the closet key, which unlocks costumes. But, like, this plays well. It runs well. On the Switch, there's longer loading times. I'm not going to say there isn't. But you can even play it on the Switch. That's how ubiquitous this game is. So, once again, I highly recommend it. And we're going to throw our last little save at it. And we're actually at about an hour. So I think that will do it. I had way more saves as Chris, I just realized. Huh. But we're gonna hop into the mute. Go back to my face, and we're gonna mute desktop. Alright. Well, once again, all of you wonderful people, I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for lurking. I appreciate every last one of you. You're all great. I'm not saying that sarcastically, my sinuses are clogged, so it kind of sounded that way in my head, and I'm sorry. I do mean it in earnest. But, we're wrapping up, so if you look under here, I got my socials. Feel free to follow me on any of those, and hit me up, like I'm always down to talk. We have my follower goal, so keep that. If you haven't followed, throw me a follow. What's the worst that could happen? And, I think that does it for tonight. Good job on a good game. We'll be back Sunday with, I think we're going to do a first look. I'm not sure what game, but I kind of am in the mood for doing a blind first look at something. So we'll see how it goes. But hope to see you all there. But we'll be back next Tuesday with our next sequential, like, full playthrough game, which will be Max Payne, the original Max Payne. So, that game, if I remember correctly, I had a problem with it where because I'm a big Resident Evil guy, have had a lot of trouble at the time with moving and shooting at the same time. I tended to want to either cowboy or stand and deliver. And so we'll see how that goes for me. I got a feeling it won't be as, oh, there's one death and it's kind of iffy at the end. I think it'll be, I'm going to die a lot and it's going to be a shit show. So, let's all buckle in for that one. Once again, before we get to Tuesday, we'll get to Sunday, and it'll be a first playthrough of something. We'll see what it is. But, thank you all for being here. Y'all are lovely. Have a good night.